Welcome back, everybody, to Athlete Pain Management, Pain Resources' premier podcast covering athletes and chronic pain, where we talk to professional athletes about injuries, chronic pain, what they are up to now, and how they're approaching pain management. And today we're talking to Jason Michaels, 10-year Major League Baseball veteran. Play with the Phillies, Indians, Astros, Pirates. Did you play in the big leagues with the Nationals, Jason, or that was just that minor league contract?
That was just a minor league contract.
But anyway, welcome. Thanks for doing this today, Jason. Really appreciate it.
You got it.
Tampa native, correct?
Correct.
So just to give you a little background on, I'm sure you checked it out, but Pain Resources about chronic pain, people dealing with chronic pain such as fibromyalgia, arthritis, old injuries, things like that. So I know when you played in the majors, we talked a little bit, and you had a couple of injuries. One was in the minors. Which one was that?
That was my right shoulder.
And what happened there? Did you blow it out, or?
I dislocated my right shoulder on a slide, and knew I did something with it. But then I went over to try to throw a baseball after the inning was done, and I couldn't throw.
So did you have to get a surgery to fix that, or that was something that healed on its own?
I did, but that happened. I had about 2 months left in the minor league season, and I end up continuing to play. I was a designated hitter, so I didn't play the field. I couldn't throw the baseball. And then after that season, I ended up getting this surgery.
Right. So does that affect you now? Like, do you have like pain caused by that, or you had it taken care of? That was it. It was gone.
So. I always felt like that it was never really did right. I always dealt with some kind of pain, and I don't know. I just think that, a lot of people, it doesn't matter sports related or not, having a surgery, you're probably going to deal with some kind of a pain. Now, level could be anywhere. I know that I dealt with. It wasn't significant pain, but it was pain enough where, I was pretty much on an anti-inflammatory just about throughout my whole career. And, it's just something that I dealt with.
Right. And what about now? Is that something you deal with now? Like, are you able to get out, play some golf? I know you have your training business, which we'll get into in a minute. But you're able to still pick up the bat and swing?
I do. I do with my clients sometimes. There's a couple of times where I've been asked some questions by some clients, and I'm like, you know what? I need to swing the bat in order to figure out what I'm trying to, what I want to tell you. So, as far as in golf, whatnot. Now, I've been done with baseball. Okay, I got surgery in '99 on my shoulder, and not until 2 years ago did I have another surgery to remove a pin in my shoulder. I guess they did it tacks when they did the arthroscopic surgery. They did tacks. They tacked the muscle down to the bone.
Right.
And through the wear and tear of throwing and playing and whatnot, that tack had came off. And it was just going through my shoulder there, and end up getting lodged kind of next to a nerve.
Oh.
And gosh almighty, here 2 years ago, so I was dealing with basically for 20 years. And when that came out, man, I felt so much better. And it was just because it was on a nerve. Where before then I would have lightning strike pains, through my arm. It's just different awful feelings, painful feelings, basically.
So, and then your right ankle surgery you had while you were in the majors?
So I had a right ankle sprain, and which is tough. Any kind of ankle sprain's awful. It's a load-bearing joint.
Yeah.
Can't really do anything with that. And then especially in a game such as baseball, where you have quick, short movements here and there, to me, it was every bit of a month. 2 weeks that I was placed on they called it just the disabled list then. Now they call it the IL, I guess the injured list now in baseball. And it probably was another 2 weeks after that playing on it that I can get the trust back in my ankle, or that I know that my ankle was fine.
Right. And then, so do you still deal with that as well today, or is that something that?
Yeah, luckily I don't. Luckily
Yeah.
I don't.
Good, good. So, we're talking about, I said I would get to, we're talking about, you have a business here in Tampa, the Big League Approach. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes. I started this business about 4 years ago here in Tampa. I have a couple indoor cages that I offer. I do the hitting and the fielding, and I have another former major leaguer that does the pitching. And a lot of it is really dealing with player development. And my clients range honestly from anywhere from 4 years old to 55.
Right.
And I, with all the professional instruction that I was given, but a lot of it's mental as well. So not only do I work on the physical swing itself, but I also really work on the mental side of the game, which nobody works on.
Well, and that's something I really wanted to touch on today was the mental side of it. So I don't know if you watched the game. Was that last night? The Rays game? Did you see? Yes. It was the outfielder. He comes running, he makes the catch, he goes over the wall. Right? Now, you think that's smart? I understand we're in the playoffs, so you got to give your all. But you think that's a smart play on? You take from there, because we kind of talked a little bit about this.
Absolutely. I mean, an out's an out. I'm trying to get an out. And yes, I'm willing to sacrifice my body for that out, especially in the playoffs. But I mean, I don't think I wouldn't have done anything different during the regular season. I still would have gone after it. And maybe that's smart or dumb, however you want to say it. You got to kind of take the fear out of it a little bit, just kind of go for it.
But, but he gets hurt, he's done. The wrong injury, that's the end of his career. Understand you're in the majors for a reason, because you play like that, because you play all out. So I guess my question was, is it really worth it for him to play that all out? And again, I know playoffs, but then for you, regular season, I guess for me, it's the playoffs. I got to do whatever I have to do. Not that I ever played at your level or even close, but.
Exactly. And I know exactly what you're saying. I think, I know later in my career, I would have discussions with my teammates about the way they approached the game, the way they played the game. There's some guys that they're set for life. I always felt like I was the 25th man on the roster. So I was always year to year, or battling, to me, sometimes week to week, to stay on that roster. And,
so with that mentality, you have to give it all. Every day is, your job.
Exactly. And that's the way I was raised, and I just I went for it. And, I didn't want to play in fear. I didn't want to play apprehensive. I mean, I get upset at guys. I mean, you can ask my wife now. I get upset at guys now, kind of the way they play. I understand it as far as in breaking down, just running to first base on a ground ball. Yes, I get it to a major league infielder, but you never know. You never know. Right. I always want guys playing hard.
Yeah, and even if you're not playing hard, I mean, you can go out on a freak accident, like what happened with Bo Jackson back in the day. He was just running, got tackled from behind. The guy was so strong, he pulled his own leg out of its, hip out of its socket. Mm-hmm. So back to what you're talking about with the mental training with you guys. So is that something you teach? Do you say to them, hey, listen, you go out there. For the guys coming up, you tell them, you go out there, you play hard no matter what it is. You have to play that hard every day.
Absolutely. I mean, and a lot of my clients are younger, especially, I got a lot of high school kids that are looking to play at the next level. As the guys, you always have eyes on you. There's always somebody watching you, especially if you want to play at the next level, whether it's college or pro. I always recommend them going to college. You got some talent, some, really good talent here and there that has the potential of going right from high school to professional ball. But, I'm always trying to get these guys ready for, to go to college. I practice, or not a practice, but I preach you guys got to be in shape.
Right.
You know, you got to think of what your competition's doing. They're in shape. You need to get in shape. You got to do everything to protect yourself.
And that's exactly what you did. I know you were drafted by the Rays, but you decided to go to college instead.
I did. Yeah, I was actually drafted 4 out of 5 possible times. And speaking of the Rays, they drafted me late. They don't have that, obviously don't have that round anymore. But you know, they never even offered me a contract.
Right. Right.
But it was all right. I was dead set on going, you know, going to University of Miami and playing. So um, I wasn't even part of. It wasn't even in my mind to sign a professional contract.
Yeah. And you did well there, University of Miami.
Yeah, no, a lot of that mean major D1 ball, and it was a lot of fun. Absolutely.
Right. So speaking of, Phillies, Indians, Astros, Pirates. But out of those, what would you say was your favorite city to play in?
Probably Philly. You know, and nothing against those other cities, but you know, Philly. I came up through the organization, through the minor leagues. You know, all my first in the big leagues. You know, first hit, first home run, RBI. You know, all the first came through with the Phillies. So yes, there's always going to be a bond there. I think Philly has done a great job, you know, bringing back their older players as far as through events, you know, signings and stuff like that, spring training stuff. Philly's done a really good job. They really have.
Right. Now, being a Tampa Bay native, though, do you wish you would have maybe taken that chance to play with the Rays when you could have, or that's just you're happy with the way things worked out?
Oh, I'm absolutely happy with the way things. You know, I've been through 5 organizations now, you know, including the Nationals, even though I wasn't in the big leagues with the Nationals, but been through 5 organizations now, and it's something to see when each organization, obviously the end goal is to win the World Series, but organizations different ways of going about it. And I felt like I was pretty fortunate, you know, coming through the Philly organization, and the way they taught me how to play and be a professional and a major leaguer, you know, really opened my eyes as far as in that organization.
So yeah, I definitely see that. So, and the Phillies, of course, they have great fans out there. You know, I'm from the Northeast. Yeah, I'm from the Northeast, so I know what New York fans are like. And so I've been on the wrong side of the Philly fans.
Me too. And I have been too. When I came in when I was with the Pirates, when we came back in to play Philly, and I tell some of my clients now, I said, you know, nowadays these guys are playing in front of no fans, or now I think they just let fans in for playoffs here. I know that the Braves game last night, but I said that's a whole different segment that, you know, there's no anxiety involved. I feel like, because I mean, you go to a away stadium, you're getting screamed at the whole time. And when I went into Philly as a Pittsburgh player, and there's nothing against, I don't think it was anything against me personally. It's just the way they do that with their ex-Philly players.
Right.
I mean, where I had 45,000 strong boo me, and that was definitely. I mean, that was definitely noticeable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but you have to expect that again from the Philly fans. Are the Philly fans? You've seen it on the other side, you know, with ex-players coming in while you were playing. But you just touched on the whole pandemic and what's going on now. How is and just getting back to what you were saying and playing with no fans, it takes away the anxiety, but doesn't it also take away like that 26th man? You know, having that.
Well, it does, absolutely. You see it here with football, and you know, I know Dan Mullen there, the head coach with the Gators football team. You know, he wants 90,000 in the stadium because he felt like the A&M might have had a little bit of an advantage with their fans. And, you know, and they all, you know, A&M, Texas A&M, was, you know, they're known for being the 12th man, you know, their fans. So I completely understand. Yes, it doesn't change the energy in the game. It does. Whether good or bad, it doesn't matter. But it does. You're right. There is that element of the fans.
So how about, you know, then Florida just opened up and there's no mask mandate. But how has the pandemic affected your business? Did you see a real downside, or did maybe you pick it up because these guys weren't really playing and there wasn't a whole lot of practices going on? With more people coming to you?
It started, when it first, we had those restrictions when it started in March or the end of February, but March, yeah, the business really hurt, for a couple of months, and then it started to pick up a little bit, and I followed all the procedures. I sanitized my partner, the pitching coach, and I, we have masks, we offer masks, we sanitize after each lesson. It's not like we have to get up all, real close to our clients as well.
Right.
But we definitely social distance, and we continue to do so today, obviously, even though with a no mask mandate, it's not going to change the way, I'm going to run the business. So no, continue to do the social distancing and the, hand sanitizing, disinfecting, everything.
Right. So you talked about your pitching coach. He's an ex player as well, isn't he?
He is, yes.
And who is that?
His name's Mark Valdez. Matter of fact, I'm best friends with his younger brothers. We all graduated high school together.
Right.
But Mark was the first one. He was 4 years older than us, and he was the first one to make the major leagues.
Who do you play with? I didn't get a chance to check to look him up.
Yeah, he came up with the Marlins, and then he played with the Expos, the Astros, and a little bit with the Yankees.
So we're talking full-on professional staff. You have a major league player, ex-major league player, pitching coach, and we have Jason Michaels, and you're helping with the hitting. So this is definitely sounds like something. I want to come there just to swing the bat with you guys and throw the ball around. I don't know if I could. My arm would probably.
You can. No, I'm telling you, I've had about 3 or 4 clients just to come in and they don't play, and they just do it for stress, just to release some stress. They come in there and swing the bat and take it out on the baseball.
So just getting back to the pain side real quick. So, you said you had that, you took the pin out. So that's all good. Is there anything you have to is there a daily regimen you have to do to keep that pain away? Do you take any, inflammatories? Is there anything that you get for our readers that you can help them out saying, hey, if they have that same pain, shoulder pain, is there some kind of advice you could give them to help them?
Yes. So matter of fact, I do a rotator cuff routine to keep my shoulder going. My right shoulder is severely arthritic. I mean, I'm bone on bone. And I throw to every one of my clients. So, and I've been doing it for 4 years. So I'm still going. And but the recommendation from my doctor says you need a full shoulder replacement.
Oh.
And he goes, well, with you throwing as much as you do, you're going to wear it out in probably 4 to 5 years, and you'll have to get another one. I know that he gave me 3 shots, 1 a week, and he called it chicken cartilage. And I know when I was playing, I would get Synvisc shots, which are load-bearing cartilage, whatever replacement for knees, hips, ankles, whatever. But I didn't feel like that Synvisc really worked like this. I guess chicken cartilage. That's what he called it, chicken cartilage. Now I'm not sure if that's the real name or not.
Right.
I've had so many shots. I've had so many shots on my shoulder, but he says that I would have to come back every 6 months to redo those chicken cartilage shots. It's 1 a week for 3 weeks. But honestly, I mean, and I'm knocking on wood that I got the dog going. I'm knocking on wood that it's been a year and a half since I've had those shots, and it doesn't look like, again, knocking on wood, and that I'm looking to get some anytime soon.
Right. Good.
That's how it's felt.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't have to do that replacement. I know that's going to put you out of commission for a while.
I don't want to do that at all. Absolutely not.
Yeah. So how do they, if somebody wants to come to your clinic, is that what you call it, a clinic, basically? The big league approach?
I call it the cages. It's called the bigleagueapproach.com, thebigleagueapproach.com. On there is my phone number. If anybody wants to call, talk about what I do, how we go about doing it that way is fine. I know there's an email form on there. You could book a lesson right through my website as well. But I'm open to talk to anybody. It doesn't matter what level. I mean, I've got plenty of first timers in there. I also do softball girls as well too, with their hitting. And yeah, again, ages 4 to doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So if anybody wants to come in and learn, I'm open, ready to go.
Awesome. We'll add the link to underneath the interview here as well. So the girls softball, that's something that's kind of growing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I've rented out my cages as well to some softball teams. I have about 6 or 7 girl clients right now. I was trying to get my sister in there. My sister played at University of South Florida. She was a 4-year starter, third baseman at University of South Florida. But try to get her to come in and do some lessons. But she's a school teacher, so she is booked full time.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Jason, again, I appreciate you doing this today. I know you have to get out and take that dog for a walk. I heard him barking in the back before. Again, it's the Big League Approach, bigleagueapproach.com. We'll put the link on the bottom here. And again, hope you get that shoulder all taken care of. It's all good.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Doing this. And I do want to get out there and, take some swings with you one day.
Absolutely.
Maybe even the links. Get out there on the golf course.
That too. Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, man. I'll talk to you.
You got it. Thanks.